in the Colorado Social at Ball Arena, where we will be giving away 2 pair of shoes here, 361s, Joker and AG, Vic Lombardi and Chris Dempsey. And the fact that the Denver Nuggets now, you played 17 of these, by far the most in the NBA, and in the second game of these back-to-backs, they're 11-6.
Yeah.
That is a credit to perseverance.
Yeah, it really is. And, you know, it's funny. You know what, Vic, is funny about this team is they've been really good in the second of back-to-backs for a few years now.
Very good at it.
And we always ask the question, like, why would that be? There is no scientific answer to that other than it starts with great players. And you got Jamal Murray and Nikola Jokić leading the way. And then just a professional attitude about this. They had every reason to walk back into this arena tonight and just say, you know what, we got in at 4 a.m. and we're tired.
Yep.
And the Dallas Mavericks would have helped you with that because they were just running the ball up and down the court. But that's not the Nuggets' MO. This is a basketball team that takes each and every game seriously. And quite honestly, I think they understand the gravity of the situation here down the stretch of the season, seeding at stake, and how you're playing going into the playoffs at stake. All of those things, I think, helped them tonight get this victory.
I guess you could look at it this way. The one good aspect of having so many challenging games in these back-to-backs is that it prepares you for the postseason and the grind and the exhaustive nature of the postseason.
And aren't they starting to look like the team that began the season? Yeah. So we'll see how the defense goes.
One good sign is the fact that Joker and Jamal are closing in the clutch, right? And we saw what they did tonight. That is our player profile brought to you by Texas Day Brazil. And I'll ask you, you are the Yoda of NBA analytics. Yeah. What's a more impressive game? Is it a 53-point game or a 23-point, 21 rebound, 19 assist game?
Oh boy, which one's better? Murray. Look, I think from an analytic standpoint, 2019 probably just because there's just such massive stats through all of those categories. But you can never, ever, 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 ever shake a stick at a 53-point game because that was a masterpiece that Jamal Murray put on the court here tonight, and he did it right away in that first half.
Especially when the Nuggets were starving for buckets early. He's like, I got this, guys. I got it. I know that we got like 25 minutes of sleep. I got you tonight.
Yeah, and Jamal Murray, this was in the first half especially a jump shooting story. I mean, he made them all in that first half. That was actually one of the closer ones in the first half that he made. Then he didn't settle in the second. This is what I actually loved about the 53-point game. What Dallas started to do was just blitz him off the ball. So, I mean, that ball screen would come up. They would put 2 on the ball.
That third quarter, they suffocated.
Correct, and then he had to get rid of it, right? So he didn't force shots up anyway to try to get stats. He let the team perform around him, and then when they did perform around him in the fourth quarter, the ball got back to him, and then he started making shots, and he didn't settle for threes even then. Took the ball to the rim, took the shots that were available, had a ton of energy for a guy who has played this much basketball.
Again, when in doubt, Nuggets fans, Joker and Jamal. Jamal and Joker. They are your constant in life. Nikola Jokić tonight, you know, you look at the enormous volume of the numbers, the big assists, the rebounds, all of it. I think the best part of his game tonight, he didn't commit his first turnover till late in the game.
Yeah, and
took care of the ball.
Was it just that one?
I think so.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, look, if you're gonna go 19 assists and 1 turnover, is that good? That's insane. That's insane. He played great, and look, he didn't need to start scoring until the second half. Obviously, the assists started to pile up in the first half for him as he was kind of spraying the ball to all of his teammates. Everybody was making shots on this court for the Nuggets. And then in the second half, when Jamal Murray started to get swarmed under a little bit, now you have Nikola Jokić starting to score as well. So, I mean, it's just a lethal combination, especially when it kind of happens in this order, because when a team has to devote more defensive resources to Jamal Murray first, and then you're leaving the actual 3-time MVP just wide open the rest of the time, and then you're in real trouble. And so the Dallas Mavericks, though they played really well offensively, you got to tip their cap to them offensively. Defensively, they had nothing that they could to offer as resistance to those two players.
14 triple-doubles since his injury.
Oh, yeah, he's crazy.
I mean, that is nuts.
Really is.
Okay, good news for those here in attendance. We are going to give away two pair of 361 shoes.
Yep.
And, yep.
Vic, hold on. Oh, wait. What do they have to do to win them?
I mean, this is basketball. You got to earn it, man. You got to get buckets like Jamal tonight. So we have our free throw line set up here. I want you, Chris Dempsey, during this commercial timeout to scout out 5 contestants that'll come back in the next segment and shoot for these shoes.
Are you ready?
So during the break, Dempsey will scout them out. We're going to go to commercial.
Special performance from your 2 best players tonight. Just what impressed you most about the overall game?
Yeah, I mean, Jamal's shot making was insane. So many tough shots off the bounce. We talked about that. His progression over the years of doing that off both hands. And then the ability to finish in the paint, obviously, with 10 made 2-pointers and 9 made 3s, 6 made free throws. So it's just so efficient in every way. And then, I mean, 53 on 28 shots is such a great number. And then obviously Jokić just creating offense behind a lot of the attention Jamal got, I thought. He had assists early, mainly in transition. We had 27 fast break points, but I thought a lot of the assists late were off double teams. Maul made the right play, so there's a lot of hockey assists from him. And Jokić, as he always is, he's just so special finding the right guy. So offensively, a really special night from those 2 guys. And I thought guys made key shots in a really wild game. Bruce made a big 3. Peyton made a big 3, which you need. Julian made a big 3 to push it back to, I believe, 10. So a lot of different people making big shots off of those 2 guys. Unbelievable night. So they've had some really special nights in Denver individually. Thinking back when they do it together, the triple-double in the finals of both guys. And then tonight was just really special, man. I mean, 53 from your point guard, 23, 21, 19 from your center. So just outrageous numbers from the best tandem in the NBA.
David, what's it say about Jamal that he's got 33 at halftime and he comes out in the third quarter and I don't think he takes his first shot until like the 6-minute mark and he ends up taking 2 shots in the third as a whole?
Yeah, patience is a virtue. He wanted to shoot the ball, obviously, but they adjusted, and I think that was the thing. We scored points in that quarter because of the way they guarded him. They put 2 people on him. As the game went on, I thought I did a really good job rejecting versus where the set defense was, so he could find space for himself. I mean, you got to do what's right for the team. He always does, and the right thing was to find the pocket and our center, who's arguably the best passer, alive. So it was he just did the right things for his teammates. Just another special night for Jamal. He's had so many of these. I really hope that All NBA is something that's obvious and not an argument.
Coach, it is so rare, I think, for players to be as long tenured and especially these guys that have been as long tenured in this organization as they have. What do you make of their time together and your time just kind of getting to know them as people and players and how they have developed and become pillars of this organization?
Yeah, I would say, I mean, especially off the court, just watching them, be very young, talented players, very young personalities off the court, and then turn into this historic for this franchise tandem that really have become just grown men, that have families, kids, it's just a cool thing to see. And then on top of that, those 2 guys, just all the battles they've been through. And I always look back at some of the down times, the tough losses they've had. They really are the history book of this franchise when it comes to, the longevity together, and then also the playoffs and all these wars they've been through, wars in a basketball sense. It's just super special. And I think when they're in the moment right now, I think they're just going through their careers and they really appreciate each other. But it's going to be really cool when this thing is over and we look back at what these 2 guys have done together. And it's just we're very lucky in this city to have these 2 people playing for our basketball team, representing, Denver in general. with all the great sports teams we have in the city, these two guys for a decade, I mean, have just transcended it. And it's, I'm very lucky to be around them, get to know them as people, and then just to see them grow, like I said, as a person off the court, and then as a tandem on it, all the challenges they've faced and overcome. So it's just a cool night to take a break, take a breath, and remember that. You know, this is really special.
David in the back. They cut it to 1 in the fourth quarter when you guys kind of thought you were cruising. What did you see from your team that they were able to answer that so quickly and stretch it right back to 10 right after that timeout? Yeah, and I thought, I mean, Dallas, for whatever reason this year, we've had a hard time keeping them in front. You know, Williams got into the paint, you know, Najee, all these guys. So they just pushed the pace. And when they cut it to 1, I do think there was a little bit of we got to wake up here. Because we were just going back and forth, and we had scored so easy throughout the night. That's a danger zone kind of style, because you think you're just going to keep scoring, and all of a sudden you go through 3 or 4 possessions where you just don't make open shots you've created. The game still continues, you know, and there's possessions to be had. And to their credit, they moved it side to side. They got Christie a couple open shots in transition, off drive and kick, penetration. So, yeah, I mean, there's things we have to shore up from that film. Was very proud, though, of we've gone through this for 3 straight weeks of playing this late game, national TV. You know, we got back at 4 o'clock last night, or this morning, excuse me. And I'm just proud that we found a way, to your point. They cut it to 1. We've had some moments this year where that has turned into now we're down 5, now we're down 6, now we're up against it. This was different. Guys made key shots. We executed and got enough stops at the end to win the game. So, and that's what it's all about right now. I don't know who won the Minnesota-Houston game, but it just wins right now are so key. Just winning games, however you win the game, is all that matters. Keep yourself in that race and to give you the best chance possible to finish as high as you can in the seeding.
Well, Coach, Minnesota won that game in overtime, but regarding the dynamic duo, Jake Coyne has a great number here. 400th all-time win with these two. 400. Oh, wow. That's the most by any duo in the league since 2016.
They're the best duo.
That is getting it done, man.
And they keep ascending as well. You know, I think what we're seeing with them, it's not just plateauing, right?
Yeah.
For Jamal Murray, this is his very, very best season as a pro, probably in his basketball life. And so not only do they have that milestone, but they appear to continue to be getting better.
You want to give away some shoes?
Love to. Let's do it.
All right, some 361s, Joker and AGs. We're going to give away 2 pair, and we're going to do it in true basketball style. You got to make buckets here, so come on down. We've picked 5 contestants. Our scout. You scouted out the audience?
Yeah.
Did you pick some bucket getters here?